You might have felt it too. A strange pull, a series of unexplainable coincidences piling up, like breadcrumbs scattered by an unseen hand. A number repeats itself, a song's lyrics echo a private thought, a dream feels too real to dismiss. These aren't random events. They are signals, whispers from a reality just beyond our grasp, guiding a select few toward hidden truths. It's as if the universe itself is nudging you, saying, "Look closer." What you think you know isn't the whole story. This is the synchronistic signal, a divine nudge towards forbidden knowledge, leading us to the very edge of understanding. Ancient cultures understood this pull, this interwoven fabric of destiny and perception. They spoke of pathways not just to other lands, but to other realms entirely. And real quick, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Now let's keep going. These weren't mere myths of hell below. They described physical entrances, activated zones where the veil between worlds was thin, located at precise points on Earth itself. Points of immense power carved into the planet's energetic grid. These were the gateways, the passages to what lay beneath, and they were thought to be sealed, locked away by ancient architects for reasons we're only beginning to comprehend. Now look around our modern world. The towering skyscrapers, their sharp edges piercing the sky, the stark symmetry of black cube monuments in public squares, the vast networks of underground transport systems weaving beneath our feet, the hushed halls of elite gathering places. These structures aren't just buildings, they are coded messages, glyphs etched into the landscape. They are the symbols of a power that has been dormant but is now reawakening. This video will peel back the polished veneer of our cities, revealing the ancient sorcery that pulses beneath their concrete skin. We will decode the symbology, the intentional design that speaks of forgotten deities patiently waiting to return. But to understand how these gates are reopening, we must first comprehend the profound spiritual technology that was used to seal them. The knowledge of how to erect barriers between our reality and others was once a guarded secret, its practice reserved for those who understood the true energetic architecture of the earth. These were not merely physical locks and keys, but vibrational seals woven into the very fabric of existence. They represented a deep respect for the forces that lay dormant and a wise caution about awakening them carelessly. This was not a primitive fear, but a profound understanding of cosmic law. The ancients knew that some doors were meant to remain shut, and so the knowledge of forging these seals was passed down through generations, a sacred duty to protect the uninitiated from forces beyond their comprehension. This art was as much about spiritual discipline as it was about geomancy, about attuning oneself to the Earth's frequencies and then manipulating them. But what would trigger the need for such potent sealing? What ancient dangers necessitated a global network of spiritual containment? The answer points to entities and energies whose very nature was inimical to the nascent human spirit, forces that sought not harmony, but consumption. The reason the gates were sealed lies in the fundamental incompatibility of these infernal powers with the ordered creation we inhabit. The question remains, however, if these seals were so robust, so divinely enacted, how could they possibly be broken? The answer is not in brute force, but in a subtle inversion, a clever redirection of the very energies that held them in place. To truly understand the current unraveling, we must understand the methods of their initial containment. The human world, it turns out, is a canvas for forces far older and far more intricate than we can perceive. Our cities, our most monumental achievements, are not mere collections of buildings, but carefully constructed energetic fields. Each structure, each public space, plays a role in a larger, often hidden, ritual. This is the reality of infernal architecture, where the very layout of our urban landscapes is a testament to ancient occult practices. Skyscraper spines reach upwards not just for sunlight, but as conduits, drawing energies down from celestial planes that are far from benevolent. The plazas and public squares, often overlooked, serve as focal points for vast, unseen rituals, their geometric designs acting as anchors for spiritual currents. These aren't random placements. The architects of the old world and those channeling their wisdom today understand that the physical realm is a mirror, a projection of a deeper, energetic matrix. And within this matrix, cities themselves become zones of power, humming with potent, often dark, intent. They are active participants in a cosmic drama, a stage set for an ancient performance. But what part do the tallest structures play in this grand design? These colossal edifices that dominate our skylines aren't just symbols of human ambition. They are something far more profound and potentially terrifying. Their apexes are deliberately shaped, their orientations meticulously planned, serving a purpose that transcends mere aesthetics or functionality. These towers are not merely buildings reaching for the sky. They are descending thrones, thrones designed for entities to inhabit and exert their influence upon our world. They are erected atop ley lines and energetic nexus points, amplifying their power and beaming it downwards. They are the literal high places of a dark spirituality, conduits for descent. This mastery of urban energetic flow allows for the directed funneling of spiritual forces, preparing the ground for a return we are only beginning to glimpse. The question now is, what sits at the very pinnacle of these structures, and who or what are they designed to welcome? The answer points to a chilling truth about the purpose of our tallest monuments, the Black Cube. It's an image that has permeated human culture for millennia, appearing in religious iconography, ancient art, and even modern corporate logos. It's a shape of stark simplicity, yet its spiritual implications are anything but. On the surface, it represents solidity, control, and grounding, but beneath this apparent stability lies a more insidious purpose. This geometry is not accidental. The Black Cube is a symbol of containment, a vessel designed to trap and hold spiritual energy. It's a focal point for binding spells, a deliberate creation to hem in that which should be free. Its sharp angles and unyielding form create a field that can restrict movement, both physical and metaphysical. When you see these structures appearing in significant locations, in our most prominent public spaces, understand that their presence is a deliberate act of occult engineering. They are not monuments to human achievement, but markers of established spiritual power designed to reinforce a system of control. Their ubiquity raises a vital question. What spiritual principle does this geometry of containment serve, and how does it relate to the beings who seek to rule us? The answer lies in understanding the cube's role as a geometric prison, a key component in a larger system of spiritual subjugation. Beneath the bustling streets of our metropolises lies an entirely different world. Forget the romantic notions of sewers and utility lines the everyday world knows. For those who understand the hidden currents of power, these subterranean realms are far more significant, serving as arteries for a different kind of transit. These aren't just tunnels for trains or pipes for water. These underground rails and meticulously crafted connections are the nervous system of a vast occult network. They are designed to facilitate the movement of energies and entities, a concealed infrastructure humming with ancient purpose. Each junction, each deep bore, is an intentional node in a grander, darker design. The scale of this hidden network is staggering, mirroring the scale of the power it serves. It speaks of an ancient understanding of how to manipulate terrestrial energies and transport them without detection. But why go to such lengths to create this secret circulatory system? What crucial purpose do these underground pathways serve for those who built them? Their function is not for commerce or convenience, but for the methodical channeling of spiritual power to specific points of activation, preparing our world for a return that has been meticulously planned for ages. The deeper we dig, the more we uncover a system built for something far more profound than transportation. For generations, the name Saturn has been whispered with a tremor of dread. Across cultures, across continents, its influence was understood not as a celestial body to be admired, but as a primal force to be feared. Every ancient religion, from the most arcane to the most widespread, seemed to share a common, visceral understanding of its dark significance. Why this universal apprehension? It wasn't simply about its distant, ominous appearance in the night sky. The fear of Saturn stemmed from a deeper, more fundamental recognition of its role in the cosmic order, or rather, its role in disrupting it. It was seen as the architect of limitations, the bringer of structure that crushed the spirit. This entity, this planetary force, was associated with bondage, with karma, with the crushing weight of fate that held souls captive. Its presence was a reminder of the constraints that govern existence, the unbreakable cycles that bind us. Every culture, in its own way, tried to appease or ward off this formidable power. The deep-seated fear of this celestial figure suggests its connection to a fundamental aspect of spiritual reality that we are only now beginning to re-examine. Its reign was understood as a powerful, pervasive influence, and understanding that influence is key to understanding the forces at play today. Among the pantheon of ancient deities, both divine and infernal, certain figures emerge with a particular resonance, symbols of powers that have been both revered and reviled. Astaroth and Astarte represent a complex duality, embodying aspects of the feminine divine that have, over time, been twisted and demonized, becoming gatekeepers of a very specific kind of passage. These names, variations on a theme, evoke powerful archetypes. They are linked to fertility, to love, but also to conquest and a primal, untamed power. When these figures are associated with the concept of gateways, it suggests a specific function. Not just to guard, but to permit, to facilitate a particular kind of transition. The inversion of these feminine powers, their reclassification as demons, is a critical piece of the puzzle. It signifies not just a change in perception, but a shift in their spiritual role and the nature of the portals they represent. They have become guardians of thresholds that lead not to enlightenment, but to entrapment. Their symbolic linkage to the opening and closing of specific spiritual passages reveals a calculated manipulation of divine feminine energy. Why would such powerful gateways be associated with figures whose divine essence has been so deliberately corrupted? The answer lies in understanding the intentional gender inversion that has become a potent ritualistic tool. The very symbol, the hexagram or seal of Solomon, is far more than an esoteric diagram. It is a potent binding spell, a geometric key that has been used for millennia to control and contain energies of immense power. Its interwoven triangles, pointing both to the heavens and the earth, represent a sophisticated understanding of how to bridge dimensions and, more importantly, how to enforce order. This sigil, often associated with ancient wisdom and even divine protection, carries a darker, utilitarian purpose when viewed through the lens of occult architecture. It's not just about invoking power, but about commanding it, about ensuring that certain forces remain bound and inaccessible. It's a tool for setting boundaries in the spiritual realm. The intricate mathematics embedded within its design are no accident. They are the precise frequencies, the vibrational keys that lock or unlock spiritual doors. Understanding the Seal of Solomon is understanding a fundamental tool of spiritual control, a method for imposing order on chaos, or conversely, for reinforcing existing chains. Its enduring presence in sacred and occult contexts suggests its critical role in balancing, or more concerningly, in manipulating the very forces that govern our reality. The question becomes, what precisely is being bound by this ubiquitous symbol, and for whose benefit? Sound. It fills our lives, from the gentle hum of nature to the cacophony of the city. But beyond its audible presence, sound is vibration, and vibration is the fundamental language of the universe. For those who understood the deeper mechanics of existence, sound was not just heard, it was wielded, a powerful key to unlock or seal the most profound portals. Ritual frequencies and specific harmonic chords were meticulously studied and employed. These weren't random melodies or chants. They were precise sonic architectures designed to resonate with the energetic ley lines of the planet and the subtle bodies of beings. They could attune, align, and open pathways between dimensions. Imagine a specific sequence of notes, played with intent, creating a shimmering doorway in the air, a passage to realms unseen. Conversely, other sonic patterns could create walls of energy, invisible barriers that repelled or contained. The ancients knew that the correct vibration could break any seal, and the wrong one could forge an unbreakable lock. This mastery of acoustics extended beyond mere music. It was about understanding the harmonic relationships of the cosmos and translating them into tools for spiritual manipulation. The use of sound as a portal key suggests that the reopening of these ancient gates relies as much on sonic technology as it does on physical architecture. This understanding of sound as a literal key to other realms leads us to ponder. What ancient songs are being sung today, and what doors are they designed to unlock? The answer lies in recognizing the hidden sonic languages that are shaping our world. Circle magic. It's a concept as old as humanity, found in cave paintings, ancient rituals, and esoteric traditions worldwide. The sanctity of the circle, the creation of a contained sacred space, is a fundamental principle of many spiritual practices. But its purpose goes far beyond simple ceremony. It is about precision, about delimiting a specific area to interact with forces from beyond. When a circle is drawn, whether in the dirt with a stick or in sacred geometry with focused intent, it creates a threshold. It's a zone where the laws of ordinary reality begin to bend, where the veil between worlds grows thin. The integrity of that circle, its perfect closure, is paramount for safe passage or effective containment. This precision is not about arbitrary rules. The geometric perfection of the circle, its continuous, unbroken line, acts as a resonant chamber for spiritual energy. It allows for the focused invocation or banishment of entities, creating a designated theater for supernatural interaction. A flawed circle can lead to disastrous consequences, allowing unwanted elements to enter. The understanding of circle magic as a precise point of entry reveals a deep connection between geometry, intention, and the spiritual mechanics of the universe. It highlights how specific shapes and alignments are crucial for controlling access to other dimensions. The fact that these precise methods of opening and closing are so fundamental to occult practice leads to a vital question. Beyond the geometric perfection, what truly dictates the success or failure of these spiritual gateways? The answer lies in the meticulous attention to detail required for entry. Look closely at the foundations of our ancient cities, and you'll find a disturbing pattern. They were often built upon and aligned with the resting places of the dead. These aren't isolated examples. It's a pervasive geomantic principle, an intentional mirroring of the afterlife on the physical plane. Necropolis alignment is not an accident of history. Cities were conceived and constructed not just as centers of human life, but as energetic extensions of the underworld. The grid layout, the alignment of major avenues, the placement of significant buildings, they often followed the unseen vectors of burial grounds and charnel houses. This created a symbiotic relationship between the living and the dead, a conduit for energies to flow between realms. This intentional mirroring of death in the design of cities suggests a purpose far beyond mere commemoration. It points to a desire to tap into the residual energies of the departed, to use that power as a foundation for the terrestrial realm. It's a practice steeped in the belief that the dead retain a potent influence. Why would our ancestors deliberately build their vibrant centers of life in such close proximity to the stillness of death? This practice reveals a profound and perhaps unsettling aspect of their understanding of spiritual interconnectedness. The answer lies in the utilization of a vast, dormant energy source. The human soul, after its earthly journey ends, is often described as a radiant light, a beckoning beacon of salvation in the afterlife. This imagery of a benevolent light has comforted and guided us for centuries. But what if this so-called heavenly light isn't quite what it seems? What if it's part of a sophisticated, artificial system? The concept of false heavens and soul recycling systems suggests that the perceived afterlife isn't a final liberation, but a crucial stage in a continuous cycle of manipulation. This light and the promised paradise it leads to could be a powerful lure, a mechanism designed to capture and recirculate souls, preventing true spiritual evolution. This illusion of salvation is a key component in a larger system of spiritual control. It repurposes our deepest yearnings for peace and rest into a perpetuation of earthly limitations. The promise of eternal bliss becomes a cage, a spiritual farm keeping us tethered. Understanding this deception is crucial to breaking free from the cycle. If the afterlife light is a trap, then the true path forward lies not in seeking solace, but in confronting the mechanisms of this cosmic deception. But to truly escape, we must understand the grandest ritual of all. Our modern world is a testament to ancient occult principles hidden in plain sight. The grand scale of our architecture, the deliberate placement of significant structures, the global networks of transport and communication, they are all threads in a vast, interwoven spell. This ritual of reopening is global, its effects far-reaching. From the towering obelisks that pierce the sky to the subterranean transit systems that connect us, every element is designed to contribute to a singular, immense ritual. It's an activation on a planetary scale, a deliberate preparation for a return that has been centuries in the making. The symbols, the geometries, the frequencies, they are all aligned. This is spellwork of the highest order, a conscious effort to reconfigure the energetic landscape of our planet to facilitate a specific outcome. Our cities are not just places to live. They are the very ritual grounds of an ancient, returning power. This global architecture is the physical manifestation of a vast arcane intention. And as this grand ritual reaches its crescendo, we must confront the ultimate question. Who is it that waits below, and what does their return truly signify for humanity? The answer is etched into the very fabric of our constructed world. The entities that have been waiting in the deep, in the hidden places beneath our feet, are not merely mythical beings. They are intelligences, aspects of a primordial force that predates human consciousness by epochs. Their return is not a conquest, but a reclamation, an assertion of dominion over a reality they consider theirs. These are the ancient powers, the throne bearers from before time. Their purpose is to re-establish an order, a hierarchy that places them at the apex, with humanity serving as the foundation of their resumed reign. They are not coming to converse, but to rule, to impose their will upon the spiritual and physical planes. Their waiting has been patient, meticulously orchestrating the conditions for their re-emergence. The architecture, the frequencies, the very fabric of our society has been shaped to welcome them back, to prepare a throne for their descent. The world as we know it is about to be fundamentally transformed by their presence. But understanding who sits upon that throne and the true nature of their waiting is the final, terrifying revelation that will reshape everything you thought you knew about reality. The return is not an if, but a when.